Hey there, YouTube. I'm coming today. I've got a Roberto Clemente oddball card that I picked up recently, and I was going to kind of share it with you, showing a couple of my other kind of oddball items of Clemente that I've picked up in the last few months that you've seen on other pickup videos. They're in the background. But the one I'm going to show you here is from 1968. This is a 1968 Atlantic Oil contest card. Now, I first came across this card. I found a graded one in an auction listing, maybe 2 months back or something like that, and it was graded in relatively poor shape. It had I saw like glue residue along all one side of it that when I first thought was maybe paper loss, and I was like, gosh, that's a really rough looking card that was graded. And then I'm reading the description, and it says, that there's only a handful of these that have actually been graded, and there's only maybe 5 or so that were graded above a 1 at the time. And it just kind of intrigued me that, okay, well, maybe this is a really rare card. And so I, started doing some searching, and I found, well, it's not an extremely rare card. So if you would do a search on eBay for 1968 Atlantic Oil under baseball cards, you'll find, 100 or so listings of various cards and lots of cards. So that's doesn't qualify as rare to me. But when you consider, just do like, say, a search for 1968 tops under baseball cards, yeah, you'll find, thousands and thousands of listings. So this is, certainly more difficult to find and obtain than, your standard issue tops cards, but not what I would call rare. The thing that made this that I realized was that how many of these that you found were in just dreadful shape. And so I started looking into what I could find out online about this issue of cards. And what I found out is that these were part of a game piece for Atlantic Oil gas stations. And they created a game piece when you made a purchase at the gas station, bought gas or whatever it was that, a certain dollar amount. I don't have all of the specifics, but they gave you a game piece, and the game piece was made up of 2 of these cards put together face to face. So, one here, and these perforated edges were attached together with essentially just some glue. And that's what causes a lot of the damage to these, is that glue seeped in and left residue and just made a mess of these cards. When you would pull them apart, that you'd get some tearing and some paper loss, and just was not a great design at all. And so you can find these cards with one of 2 backs. You can find this one, like here, has the rules back. So this was the back half of the game piece. And the front had the play ball logo. I wish I had one with the play ball logo that I could show you as well, but I don't have that. But if you can kind of imagine, it was like the front of the game piece, of what you'd see when you'd receive the game piece, and then you tore it apart to reveal your 2 cards. Now, in the set there were, I believe, 11 players, and so I think that's just for one league. I think there was actually American League and National League, and they were, had similar were numbered similarly, like 1 through 11 for each league. Now, with this one here, this was number 7 is card number 7, and you had to match it up with card number 6 to win $10. And I believe card number 6 was Ernie Banks. And now Roberto Clemente was easy to find. Card number 7. It was kind of like, your Monopoly game now, where certain game pieces are not produced in any large quantities. You've got the ones that are easy to find, and then what are short prints. And so the winning game pieces were the short prints that you were trying to locate. Now, the short print cards to this set are as close to impossible as you can get to locate. I did as hard a search as I could trying to find auction listings, pictures of people having them on PSA, seeing if I could find anybody with them in their photo albums or anything like that. I found one picture of a short print card for the $1 prize. So that lets you know just how few of these probably were even created, and then how few didn't end up getting redeemed. Because, you assume that when they got redeemed, they sent them into Atlantic Oil, and then they got destroyed. So trying to find any of those, the winning cards, or the short print cards from this set, are dang near impossible. But you can still find a lot of the non-short printed cards, and with just a little bit of searching. The difficult part is to try and find them in good shape, because just the way they were designed, it wasn't thought out all that well as far as to be able to leave you with an item that was going to be, nice and presentable afterwards, the way that they just glued them together and stuck them that way. So, but I don't know, I thought it was an interesting set when I came across it, and I thought I'd share what I'd learned about it with you. So thanks for tuning in, and that's one more item to the Clemente registry. I'll be sending that one off to PSA, and it'll add one more to the very few that are professionally graded, so that I can put it in my master set registry of his. Alright, thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you next time.